first and foremost, I want to say something, okay? 2020 sucked for a lot of people. I mean, a lot. COVID was awful. It created a lot of hardships for a lot of people in this world. I think we're still feeling it, still feeling some remnants of that, you know, whole situation, if you will. And I'll be 100% forthcoming with this opinion. 2020 season of college football would have been really, really shitty if that was your last year of college football. If you were a senior in that class and that was your last year of college football with no fans in the stands, maybe you only played 6 games, maybe you only played 5 because you had a team in the Big Ten opt out because you didn't have enough team, or, you know, members of the team tested positive, negative, whatever the case is. I have no bones about telling you I think that those seniors in that year of college football, that there's no way that should have been their last year of college football. That 100% the NCAA should have given every single senior that year an additional year of eligibility. In fact, if they would have done that, I would have come out and said, hell yeah, NCAA, great decision. Finally, for the first time ever on this network, we would have probably given you resounding applause if that's what would have happened. And to an extent, I'd say to about 1/5 of an extent, that is what happened. They did give every senior an additional year of eligibility after the COVID year. And so insert this whole idea of super seniors. We got our first introduction to this in 2021, and we continue to have our introductions to these things in 2022 and 2023, and we will fill these remnants on into 24 and in 25 because the NCAA didn't just give those seniors an additional year of eligibility. They gave everybody that was on a college football roster in 2020 an additional year of eligibility. And that's great. I'm super happy about that. I'm super glad that we have 35-year-old quarterbacks playing college football. It makes the product better. I'm here for it. I'm okay with guys getting to live out their fantasies of playing college football for 9 years. I'm okay for this. I'm here for this to an extent. But I'm also here to tell you that it is directly impacting the lives of high school seniors. And it has for the last 3 or 4 cycles. And it will continue to do so for 3 or 4 cycles. Because these additional years of eligibility are impacting how many high school seniors get the opportunity to go play college football. Because you're creating a backlog. And this was so easy to see. The foresight required to know that this was coming was minuscule. So much so that the moment the ruling came down, I was just telling these guys before the show, I was on a show based out in California. We're talking about Brock frickin' Bowers in high school in Napa. All right, we're talking about this great tight end. And I get a notification, boom, NCAA going to give everybody an additional year. And I said, that's awesome. But it's really going to screw some kids over in a couple years because there's not going to be enough room. Because they didn't go 85 to 15. They didn't go to 100. They didn't go 85 scholarships to 105 or to 110. They didn't give a whole year's worth of extra eligibility for the roster counts. So we have kids now, guys. We have kids now whose dream was to play Division I college football that will now be taking out student loans to go bang their head against the wall in Division II. And that's fine. That's great. Division II product just increased, right? Except wrong, because the NCAA transfer portal was enacted in the same time period. So now we got guys going to Division II that probably should have been playing at D1AA or probably should have been playing at Division I schools that didn't get an opportunity to because the 7th-year senior offensive guard from UTEP wants to transfer to UTSA. And that's awesome. It's great. It's all good. Except now we got all these backlog channels, and now all these kids are going to Division II. Division II football increases, right, Brooks? Wrong. Division II football has turned into a minor league system. If you're worth a shit in Division II football, guess what happens? Clemson finally comes and finds you, which is what we had happen today, guys. We had a right tackle from Shorter University, my alma mater, play 1.5 years of really good, high-quality football in Rome, Georgia, against the likes of West Florida and Valdosta State and Delta State, and he dominated. And guess what? He ain't playing no more at Shorter. His ass going to go play Division I football, and that's great for that kid. But what happens to Shorter's right tackle position? Now Zach Morrison and his staff got to go find another gym. And what incentivizes them to do that? So Clemson can steal him in a couple of years for a couple $100,000. This is obvious that it was going to happen, boys. I just didn't know it was going to happen this long and impact football for this long. And I understand that there's no right way to have done this.
Right.
Except I think there was a right way to do this. It was the additional year for the seniors that their last year of college football was impacted. Guys, we got some guy named Spencer Petras that's going to play 7 years of college football. He graduated high school in 2018. And he's got a full year of eligibility left, and he's in the portal for the second time. Like, he's going to cost somebody an opportunity, and that's the reality of this.
Yeah, and especially if you are playing 7 years of college football, most of the time it's a guy where you probably want to say, buddy, let's move on to something else now.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't it. Like, this obviously is not something that's going to turn into a bigger goal or like your future. This is like, football is not your future. It's like, let's just move on now. Let's go do the next thing in our life. Let's take the next step. Let's leave college and go do something else to open up another spot.
And it is super senior brigade right now in the transfer portal as of today. Some interesting news around KJ Jefferson. News broke today, reports, sources confirmed, all this good stuff, that this guy was hitting the portal. He immediately ran to Instagram and said that he has not made his decision yet, which we were talking about pre-show. We didn't know whether or not he was talking about his decision to transfer, where he was going, or whether or not it was his decision to enter the transfer. But nonetheless, one of these obvious cases of a super senior. He'll be playing his 6th year of college football next year. Grayson McCall has entered the portal for the 2nd time. Okay, for those of you who don't remember, this is the Coastal Carolina quarterback that was good back during the COVID season. He's got a whole nother year of eligibility, and he's entered the portal for the 2nd time. Last offseason, he entered the portal, presumably doing the same thing that he's doing now, searching a bag, looking for a better opportunity. Didn't find one last year. Went back to Coastal Carolina, got hurt a couple times, but had another, Grayson McCall season and is now going to be available. Auburn fans in every single announcement of portal entry at the quarterback position, to be expected. Riley Leonard entered the portal with a no contact. All right, meaning you have the option to enter the portal as, here's my phone number, call me whenever you want. You have another one that is a non-contact. All right, so you can enter the portal and nobody can call you. That's what he did, and he's already committed to Notre Dame. So
has that officially happened? Or?
It's been reported. I don't know if he's officially made an announcement, but he's going to Notre Dame.
Yeah. All signs point to him going to Notre Dame, and then also what's his name going to
Max
UNC?
Johnson.
Max Johnson already committed to UNC.
These are legal, and they're not tampering because Riley Leonard entered the portal and his head coach had taken another job, so he is free meat out on this market. Same thing for Max Johnson because obviously Jimbo Fisher had been fired. But I'm not accusing tampering until I see no contact. Once I see no contact entrant, how in the hell are they getting into your phone book? And how also did you announce yesterday with no contact purposes, and we have reports of you already going to a school and haven't made a decision?
Yeah, why would you even enter the portal as a no contact? That's what I don't get to me.
Because you don't want to be bothered. You already know where you're going. And no one's going to ever enforce these rules.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense. But it almost seems obvious that you've been in talks with these teams since prior to when the portal was open, so it doesn't make sense.
Thoughts on the moves today, assuming that Riley Leonard does go to Notre Dame. Thoughts on that? The 2nd time taking a stab at an ACC quarterback.
Can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe he went to the school that destroyed his ankle early in the season pretty much and crushed his hopes.
He does have a better chance. I mean,
yeah,
in terms of like making it to the NFL draft. But we said the same thing about Sam Hartman last year, and I don't think that resulted in any type of bump in an
Started
NFL
off
draft.
great.
It did for the first 3 weeks. They're like, oh my God, Notre Dame's got a good quarterback. Notre Dame has a Heisman contender. They might win the national championship.
Dude's
heard
got
his
career
name.
backup written all over him.
I haven't even heard his name like the last 6 weeks of the season.
He could be a Jimmy G though. He's handsome enough.
KJ Jefferson getting rumored to a bunch of different places. South Carolina sounding like a good landing spot for him, apparently. South Carolina fans seem to think so.
Yeah, I mean,
South Carolina's going to have to get a quarterback
Yeah.
because, I mean, you can't take another step back year next year. You cannot go a season where you're trying to figure things out at the quarterback position because Spencer Rattler is now going to the NFL. You got to get you a guy that has some experience somewhere, and KJ Jefferson will at least have SEC experience.
Were we surprised by Spencer Rattler going to the NFL? I wasn't.
No.
no.